Kesha Cakes. It seems you're asking about the origin of the devil gene in the Mishima bloodline, which is a part of the storyline of a popular video game series called Tekken.
Boom, boom. Okay. Ah! What? Oh, yeah, you're asking for it now, Frieza. Oh, never mind. I'm asking for it, apparently. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yes. What's that? Ah!
Unborn children
No,
on
nice.
a guy's skull.
Oh, my God.
Alright, I totally missed that.
Here's Connor's
Oh,
worst
my
nightmare.
God. Let's go.
Oh, hey there, bro.
You scared the shit out of me.
Oh, man. You having a workout? Hey, can I cut in?
Holy I was taking a sip of water and I almost spat it out everywhere.
Hello, adventurers. What can I do?
I don't like him. He's an elf, I don't like him.
Goodbye.
Your beer tastes better.
Yeah.
Your fear is terrible, and that's being polite about it.
What? I've never had any complaints about the beer before. Maybe your palate is not defined.
Well, I do live in the woods.
Your fear is terrible, and that's
Yeah.
being polite about it.
What?
Oh no.
I've never had any complaints about
Why
the
is
beer
this
before.
an option?
Your fear is terrible, and that's being polite about it.
What? What?
Hey everyone, happy Saturday. I'm back, joined once again by my lovely fiance down here, Aubin, and we're going to be playing more Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. I almost said Attorney for the Arcane, but it's of. Also, it's a little loud. I think I might actually turn it down just a wee bit. Just the weeest bits. And yes, I'll be joined by Aubin. We'll be continuing our playthrough. Last time, I believe we were just about to call upon a witness who the opposition is like, please, whatever you do, anything but calling them up. Anything but them, please. I'll give you all the information you need. Just please don't fucking call them up. And we're like, I think we need to call them up. Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me.
Hello.
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 Are you excited for The Walking Dead?
No.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. Oh,
That's the one with Norman Reedus.
Yes. He is in that.
And also his motorbike show.
I don't remember what the name of that is.
I don't either, but it is the one that shows up when he shits in Death Stranding.
Yep. Because that game is high art.
Yeah. Shitting in the toilet is art. This has been established.
All right. You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Alrighty. Court is now resumed for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. Let us review the proceedings from yesterday. It was revealed that the trace of necromancy may not have been left by the defendant. It may have been left by a witness who used necromancy to attempt to heal the victim. However, the victim was seen by witnesses well after her time of death. This could only be explained by the defendant using necromancy to animate the victim's body.
What if the judge just says that at the beginning of every single case? It's like, this only could have been done with necromancy. Okay, judge.
He's like Fred in the Scooby-Doo Kids cartoon, always blaming everything on red herring. This must be red herring!
Must be.
This leaves the question, where did the murder take place?
Wait a second. Wait. He's named Red Herring.
Oh my god, you're
So
right.
it's not going to be the Red Herring, Freg, you dumbass. Freg. I called you Freg. I don't even respect you enough to use
That's
your
fucked
real
up.
name.
Why would you call him
Freg?
Freg?
Welker.
Nobody is called Freg.
Right.
That's not a name! You thinking about eggs again?
I usually do not think of eggs, so it's definitely not
You should,
that.
though. Eggs are so good, though.
Only with swashbuckler.
But what about in your breakfast? And used in making cakes? And breading chicken? You gotta coat the chicken with baby chicken so that all the breading sticks to it. You
Yeah.
ever think about that?
No.
Does the prosecution have an answer for this?
Based on the testimonies of several witnesses, it is very likely that the murder took place in the library.
Interesting. What led you to this conclusion, Miss Steelwind?
There were a lot of books around. First, I'd like to remind the court where the victim was sighted before the body was found.
Also, my mouse has been acting a little wonky, and sometimes when I click, it double clicks, so I apologize if I accidentally skip anything or anything like that.
It began when the victim had a meeting with the headmaster near the center of the building.
Our meeting was scheduled for 12 p.m. According to my schedule for that day, our meeting lasted for an hour. Oh, sorry, that was a flashback. Oh.
Oh, did you get KO'd?
No, he's fate. It's it's in your memory, so it's got that warbling.
But it's in her memory because she brought it up.
Oh shit. Well, I think that still counts.
This brings us to the statement of the next witness, a student at the academy. This student saw the victim walking in the hallway.
This was me, right?
Yep.
I saw her coming out of the headmaster's office. She was heading towards the library.
Which means our first witness saw Bellwether leave the headmaster's office. Presumably, this would have happened after her meeting there. That would time this encounter at around 1 p.m. The other event is the discovery of the body, which was when Valentina Iannis contacted security.
I suddenly spotted the professor lying in a pool of blood in the classroom. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her.
Let's call it a phone. Call it a phone. As we've already established, she used a phone. This event occurred at 3:04 p.m. But the significance of this time is in what occurred before the body was discovered. The second witness, a member of the cleaning staff, spotted the victim in the West Wing hallway. Bellwether knocked over a vase, and there were shards and dirt everywhere. It was probably 20-30 minutes before the twins found the body. This means this encounter must have happened no later than 2:30 p.m. And this implies the victim was near the library between 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. According to the defendant's statements, he was in the library during this time period. Furthermore, time of death was at 2:07 p.m. This means that Mr. Hughes saw the victim's animated body. Steelwind's deduction. The prosecution's theory lays out the following timeline for Catherine Bellwether's movements on the day of the murder. 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Theodore Redmond had a meeting with Bellwether. 1 p.m. Miriam Frager saw Bellwether walking in the hallways. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Bellwether spent time in the library. 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Wallace Nightgrave murdered Bellwether. 2:30 p.m. Jan Hughes witnessed Bellwether walking towards Lecture Hall 2B. 3 p.m. The Anna sisters discovered Bellwether's body.
I see. Your deduction certainly tracks, Miss Steelwind. What do you have to say in your defense, Mr. Cuthbert? Prosecution's argument is definitely well thought out, Your Honor. However, it is entirely predicated on the testimonies of all the witnesses involved. Steelwind's deduction has to have a hole somewhere. And since your conversation yesterday, you've had a feeling that Miriam is hiding something. If you want to get to the truth, you'll need to drag that out of her through a cross-examination.
Drag it out of her.
Your Honor, to test the validity of these claims, the defense would like both of these witnesses to testify. The defense calls Miriam Frege to the stand. Who? Wait, who?
Wasn't this the thing you were told immediately not to do? At the
Yeah,
end
literally.
of last
Yeah,
time?
literally, she's like, whatever you do, like, I'll give you everything you need. Just please do not call Frege up to the stand. It's all I ask. Anything but that.
I
And he's
pull
like,
my first card, Miriam Frege. I set her down on the battlefield in
Immediately.
attacked position.
Frege! The mention of her name, the judge's face turns a bit pale.
I had a feeling it would come to this.
Do you have any objections, Miss Steelwind?
I do not, Your Honor.
Hey, Bummit. Very well. Bailiff, please escort Lady Frege to the stand.
I'm Tyrion Cuthbert, the noble killer. And it's time to kill my next noble. This little girl! Now we can eat that small child. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the...
You little snakes! How dare you deceive me!
Ah, looks like she found out. Oh yeah, she found out. I had the opportunity to debrief the witness beforehand. Miss McCoy, for the record, I told you to exercise discretion. I did not mean that you should impersonate a member of my family. Yeah, sorry about that.
I gave you all of the tea that I imported from the Eastern Kingdoms!
We tricked you.
I demand that you return it to me!
We lied to you. Got ya. No, you gave them to me. They're legally mine now.
Celeste, she gave them to you under false pretenses.
A gift is a legal transaction.
Under false pretenses, though, that cancels that out. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, you go to tea court, and you get your tea damages back.
I'm not sure what your business with the witness is, Miss McCoy, but I'd ask that you please handle your personal disputes outside of the courtroom.
Anyways, Miriam, could you please testify to the court about your encounter with the victim?
Very well. Witness testimony. I was working on a research project in my dorm room when I decided to take a break. I left my room and went on a walk. That's when I saw Professor Bellwether exiting the headmaster's office. She was walking in my direction, so I greeted her and responded in kind. After that, she headed towards the library. A short time after that, I went back to my room and continued my work.
That's pretty open and shut.
Doesn't, fucking, what's her name? Steelwind's little timeline say that she went from the headmaster to the library?
I think it says that it met Frege in the middle of it.
Yeah, but she said... Didn't she just say she went right to the murder chamber? Or I can't remember. I see, so it was only a brief encounter.
How brief it was. The witness's testimony verifies two things that are going to be added to the court record right now and probably set up a contradiction. One is that Miss Frege saw the professor exiting the headmaster's office. The other is that she witnessed the victim head towards the library.
Towards the library. Never mind.
This gives us a rough timeline of where the victim was before her death.
That does seem consistent.
That does consist.
Did Bellwether really enter the library that day? I feel like you would have seen her there if she did. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. So we just start pressing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, press that. Press that little tiny sentence there. There's a bit more things than that.
Can you give more words to fill out the prompt? Did you see her enter the library?
It's job. Can you please give more than like 5 words?
Thank you, that's exactly what I was thinking. I didn't, but there's not much else in that direction.
Well, in the testimony of Jen Hughes, we know that she later came from the library. Even if she didn't enter the library, she was still in that area for more than an hour.
A short time after that, I went back to my room. Well, what about this? I think we pressed this. Did anything seem off about her? No, but it was a very short encounter. It's not as if we stopped to have a conversation. You said that you greeted her and she responded. What words did she use? Why is that important?
She's scared. She feels fear. She's afraid!
It's possible that someone used illusion magic that day. Every detail about the victim's interactions could be important. Well, I bid her good morning, and she said good morning in response. Let's press her on this.
I feel like Tyrion Cuthbert already knows about this idea of the constructs mimicking her voice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah. Was this research project a part of your schoolwork? It was an independent study to develop a new conjuration spell formula. The project is being sponsored by the Crown Prince himself.
This makes me scared and fierce. Fearing.
Fierce. She's fierce.
Scared. Well, she is a woman and she is a girl boss. She's fierce.
Dude, her
and she's a prosecutor.
Tattoo's flaring up.
Yeah, it flares up in all her courtroom sprites. So maybe it's when it's not there that something is amiss. I wasn't aware that he was involved in such a study.
Of course you wouldn't. Did you expect to know every aspect of his life, dear Arya?
Man, if I had this ability and I could sense everyone's emotions all the time, I'd go insane.
Yeah, it's called empathy. You sense a bit of aggression. If you don't keep an eye on him, House Freyga might just steal him back from you.
Yeah, call me an empath. I can tell when people are sad. As if His Highness would align himself with your rapacious family.
Our banking house is from the economic infrastructure of our kingdom. But perhaps he'll come to the Steelwoods if he needs to clear a den of goblins.
Ooh!
With all due respect, may we please focus on the matter at hand?
God, I'm just thinking about Half Sword and yeah, you could go see the slaves pitted against each other in the fight. But man, wouldn't you want to really love to see the nobles who have never held a sword in their life just try and fight each other? That'd be so good. Of course, Your Honor.
Alright, what are we thinking? I guess press this?
Yeah.
Are you sure that you saw her exit the headmaster's office? Yes, I remember it clearly. I was surprised that she was still meeting with the headmaster at all. She must be talking about how they were plotting to replace him.
Did you interact with the professor at all, Miriam?
How long did you leave your dorm room? Only for a few minutes. I try not to let my breaks go for too long. And you didn't see the professor again after your first encounter? No, I did not.
I think there's something wrong with the map. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I was also thinking.
Here is the map.
I'm trying to remember where her location is.
Well, you can bring it up in the thing. The testimony seems pretty straightforward.
I forgot we can just do this anytime.
You can do this anytime. This has always been a feature.
Headmaster's office. So where the fuck is her house? Or her room? I guess we
present that. Oh, were you really working on a spell when you're a dumb idiot? A dumb head?
I forget, did you read this?
Yes. Well, she could still be lying.
I'm honestly not sure. Just have to focus on her statements about how Bellwether acted.
Okay, so maybe that's the clue.
Yeah, this part.
No, I don't think it's that. It's not that, it's not that she wouldn't, you present the thing that says that that she hated everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, if you said hello to her, she would not say hello back. She'd say something mean to you. I don't know, that's pretty weak.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Evidence in the locker.
That's not it.
Constructs, logic, limitations, stealings, deduction.
Wait. The fact that her dorm room doesn't show up on the map sort of points me to think it's not that.
That's what I was also thinking, yeah. Well, wait, if she left her room and she was going on a walk, why would Bellwether be walking towards her? Because her room is not... We can see that entire wing of the school. She's like, I saw Bellwether coming from the headmaster's office towards me.
Okay.
But there's no rooms over here. I guess
you live in the...
could have come in from here, maybe.
You live in the closet?
I guess present this?
That's stronger than she's supposed to be mean. Okay, it's not that.
Yeah, the music didn't change. Your Honor, it's clear that the witness's testimony is contradictory. And this piece of evidence proves it.
And he's talking very generally. So they purposely will trick you with the music. Phoenix Wright started doing that.
Oh shit, did they? That's great.
Yes.
That's great. I fail to see how that proves anything, Mr. Cuthbert. I guess you're right. Oh, fuck. He specifically...
It's okay, there's no penalties in this courtroom. You can waste our time as much as you want.
Objection!
Okay, I actually am starting to think that it's no, she wouldn't say hello to you. She's a bitch.
What if it's just this? She had this in her hand, supposedly.
Objection!
I would have laughed if that's what it was.
Oh, man. Most of the ones so far in the game have been really easy. This is the first time I've actually been like, I don't know.
What's the headmaster's testimony?
Headmaster activated the Academy's lockdown system in response to receiving a call from security. And when is the foul classroom smell going to come up?
It's to cover up something.
I think it's got to be this.
Objection!
Fuck. Ooh, well, I need to refill my water real quick. I will let you think on this.
I think it's probably that. I think it's probably the whole corruption thing. Hmm. Law. Courtroom. They are called attorneys because they attorn in the court. Your Honor, the victim would not say good morning back to the witness because they're such a piece of shit. It is not in their character. They are so unlikable. Everyone, he's sitting in his chair. He's coughing.
What, you can hear me?
Yeah.
What? Oh, I don't like that. Why can you hear me?
I don't know. I just heard you get out of the chair and I heard the door. I heard you cough.
Weird. Weird. Hey, Glitch, how you doing? How you been?
What is this testimony of this weird shaded wraith?
That's Jan's statement.
Okay, that's not.
She's ever hustling? That sucks, dude.
What does Steelwind say?
Stealin's orders?
Oh, okay.
Stealin's deduction. I'm kind of stumped on this one. After that, she headed towards the library. Now we present the map.
Objection!
Oh, man. I bid her good morning and she responded in kind. Is there anything else about her? I already tried this, right?
Not that one. No.
Objection!
I don't think there is a construct there in the hallway.
I think she's the construct. She responded with a simple command of just good morning in her voice. I think it's a construct with an illusion cast over her, and she was already dead in that other room.
Okay, well we gotta get to the steps before there first. I think we're a few steps ahead.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get there. So these don't stop phones, by the way. So that wasn't a contradiction.
Okay.
It doesn't say that anywhere.
Why does Jan's statement have this mysterious hooded figure?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is Jan an illusion?
I think it's hinting at the illusion.
Okay, but the testimony is
yeah,
the icon is the person who gives the testimony.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Jan's not real.
Objection!
Evidence in the locker.
That's not anything.
Dude. I want to hear that hint again.
Focus on Bellwether's actions instead.
What's it not sure? We'll just have to focus on her statements about how Bellwether acted. Okay, wait. Fuck, I'm stumped.
You can press them again and see if we missed something.
On this?
On any of them.
So this is Fantasy Phoenix, right? Yes. Sorry, that's on the scene. Alphabet, like I said, it was a very short encounter. Wait. Didn't we press this before? I don't remember us doing this.
I don't remember that.
Why did she say that? It only happened over a few seconds.
The witnesses' interactions are not what's important here. What matters is that she witnessed where the victim was coming from and where she went afterward.
Let's present the timeline.
Objection!
I wasn't thinking that it was going to be the clue they just gave you.
Alright. Miss Frege, if I recall correctly, you have a habit of getting absorbed in your work.
Explain this one. I've missed something.
I also was confused because it's like, I feel like I don't really see how this contradicts, but it's literally the only connection I could find is like, she mentioned a time, and that's it. So much so that you'll even lose track of the time of day.
Good morning. This is the afternoon.
Oh
this
my god, you're
at
right.
1:30 p.m.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god. I didn't even think about it. See, I am someone who has such a shitty sleep schedule. That didn't even register in my mind as weird. So much so that you'll even lose track of the time of day.
The Sega game said good morning even though it was afternoon.
Yes, but what does that have to do with my testimony? Earlier in today's proceedings, the prosecutor made the following argument.
Our first witness saw Bellwether leave the meeting with the headmaster. That would time this account around 1 p.m. I don't know. I think this is weaker than saying she wouldn't say good morning to you because she's a huge bitch.
And you two hated each other.
But this clearly means that all of this happened 5 hours before it actually did.
Miss Frege, if you had said good morning to the professor, you would have been mistaken. And she would have smugly corrected you and have gone, actually, it's good afternoon. Because that encounter could have only happened during the afternoon.
That's really weak. Yeah, exactly. And your point is, we should have been able to just say she wouldn't say good morning because she's a huge bitch. This would get us the exact same thing. Like she just go, yeah, and
I said good morning to someone I said good afternoon to someone, and it was 7 p.m. and they looked at me smugly and went, good evening. And I was just like, okay, fuck you too.
Oh, you got owned.
I was just like, okay, I guess I'll never talk to you again.
Actually, I can read a clock. You said it yourself, Mr. Cuthbert. The witness simply lost track of time.
What the witness said isn't what's important here. The significance is in what the professor said in response. She had just come out of a meeting that was scheduled for noon. She would be well aware that it was no longer morning. So why would she respond, good morning? Wouldn't she have corrected the witness? Wouldn't she have been a huge bitch?
So why can't we present the other thing? Their encounter was extremely short.
This is so insane.
Although, to be fair, this is also Phoenix, right? We just latch onto the littlest thing.
You gotta find the littlest thing you can get. Anything.
And the victim's mind may have already been preoccupied. She could have easily responded to the witness without thinking. I'm going to be honest, I kind of agree with her. It's not hard to believe that they were both confused about the time.
It's definitely a stretch, but you still can't shake the feeling that she's hiding something. Every time you ask her about how Bellwether acted that day, the eye picks something up. There has to be something there. Miss Frege, you haven't been entirely truthful in your testimony, have you? That's absurd! What reason would I have to lie? It's such a small detail. Why does he even care? Every detail about how she acted is important, Miss Frege.
To address
What?
that little thought you had, you just thought up, let me answer to that directly.
What aren't you telling us?
What aren't you telling us? Mr. Cuthbert, you have no basis to accuse the witness of perjury. I remember when I said don't put her on the stand.
You will stop this at once!
First testimony. Why are you lying to this court?
Why would the fuck would you say good morning? What are you, stupid?
You are so fucking dumb. They call you a noble.
Miss Frege, you're lying about how Bellwether responded to your greeting, aren't you? It doesn't make a difference. All she did was yell at me. All she did was yell. Miss Frege, is it possible that Bellwether's response was less than friendly?
Is it possible that she was a bitch? Like we asked 5 minutes ago?
What do you care? What difference does it make? Why is he being so persistent? My job is to make sure every part of your testimony is truthful. Every detail matters, no matter how seemingly insignificant. Mr. Cuthbert, you will stop this or I'll find you in contempt. He's getting a little scared.
Judge feels fear. The judge feels fear. We can manipulate him.
Professor yelled at you, didn't she, Miss Frege? So what if she did? I mean...
She called you cringe, didn't she? She said
sorry.
you were riskless.
But there's no going back on what you just said. So, you do admit that she yelled at you? You impertinent little... Yes, I admit it. The professor didn't greet me back that day. Oh, good morning, Professor. Professor. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was you, wasn't it?
Be quiet!
Duh.
But that's
She
the same
yelled at
thing.
me to be quiet.
That's the same thing that Jan heard. What?
Until then, we had always been nothing but courteous with each other. I don't know what got into her that day, but something put her in a foul mood. But that's it. Everything else I said was the truth. They'll believe me, right? I did see her come out of the headmaster's office and walk towards the library. That part is true. So she wasn't lying about that.
So, is that all, Mr. Cuthbert?
What do you mean, is that all?
You badgered this witness. Also, you could prove what exactly?
The witness committed perjury.
The witness changed a small detail of her testimony. You should have just been honest and said, I'm establishing that it was the construct's voice that everyone heard. Because the game seems to know that you already know that. A detail that is inconsequential to the case. It was clearly an act with no malicious intent. Ooh.
After seeing your thoughts, it's hard to disagree with that. You were so sure that the eye would lead you somewhere. But Frege was only lying to save face.
Well, you should know what they say about trusting eyes. You should look before you leap. What? The victim saw the victim leave the headmaster's office and head toward the library. Do you have any concrete evidence to refute that, Mr. Cuthbert?
No, I suppose I don't.
Wait, is this really okay? Well, at this rate, this will be the only chance you have to cross-examine her.
I don't think she's lying anymore. I was really pushing my luck earlier. If I continue pressing her, the judge might actually charge me with contempt. But if Miriam isn't the one that's lying, then... The defense has no further questions for the witness, Miss Steelwind. prosecutor stays silent for a while. She almost looks disappointed.
Very well. You are dismissed.
Miriam still looks like she's fuming, but she leaves the room without protest. The judge breathes a sigh of relief as the young noble is escorted out of the room.
Now with that out of the way, what else do you have, Mr. Cuthbert?
The only way to refute the prosecutor's theory is to cast doubt on one of the witnesses. If it wasn't Miriam, then... Steelwind, to test your theory, you must question every witness that saw the victim that day. So with that said, the defense would like to call John Hughes to the stand.
John Juice? John Juice? I didn't think. I'd like to apologize to everyone who felt hurt by what I said. Your fault. I hope you understand, Mr. Cuthbert. Your entire case rests on the assumption that one of the witness accounts is incorrect. If your cross-examination of Mr. Hughes leads nowhere, then I hope you're ready to concede.
You don't like the sound of it, but she's right. Unless you can find something in John's testimony, you won't really have anything to disprove her theory.
Bailiff, Brisbane and Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the courtroom. Witness, name and occupation. Oh, right. Hey, my name is Jan Hughes. I'm on the cleaning staff of the academy. Mr. Hughes, please testify to the court about your encounter with the professor that day. Sure.
Dude, witness testimony.
I love witness testimony. I saw the professor when I was cleaning the West Wing always. It was about 20-30 minutes before the body was discovered. She walked by me, but she looked pretty out of it. I heard she was undead when this happened. Pretty creepy if you ask me. Objection, it wasn't creepy! You live in a necromancy world. You are used to it.
No, he's not. Necromancy's rare and illegal.
After that, she went into the empty classroom.
Well, that was straightforward.
Jesus Christ, you get a witness that actually just tells you straight up what happened and you complain. Come on, Jan, what are we supposed to do with that? I don't know. You guys are the lawyers. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
You may begin your cross-examination of this Toba. Yeah, I think we should press.
Yeah, let's press this. Did anything else look off about her?
I mean, yeah, she was an undead after all.
That remains to be proven.
If you say so.
Oh, anyways, what was her demeanor like?
She looked like she was in a bad mood. Either that or she was tired. But I guess she wasn't dead inside. I guess she was dead inside, literally. Like me, who is dead inside metaphorically, figuratively.
I believe you've forgotten a few details about what the professor did.
Yeah? Sorry, it's hard to remember these things sometimes. With the
Which
amount
details
of
should you ask him for?
dirt that I sweep and vacuum. Make any sounds.
These are all three things that are happening. He bumped into her. Didn't she bump into him? She knocked over the vase and she screamed at it.
But the important thing is that she made a sound.
That's what I'm thinking,
And then
yeah.
we'll say, whoa, she said the same thing. What?
Did you hear her make any sounds?
This is a Phoenix Wright thing, is it gives you the multiple choice and then it adds one of those things to the testimony. But one of those things has the thing to present something to.
Ah.
It's going to add something to the testimony each way, but you want the right thing. Oh, yeah. After she knocked over the vase, she yelled at me to be quiet, with capital letters even. It was with a capital quiet. That was interesting. But I didn't even say anything.
This detail could be extremely important. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Hughes.
And yeah, if you haven't figured this out, then you're going through this over and over again. And so Phoenix is like slamming the desk for the 14th time, saying, "No, this is the important detail. Add to the testimony." Whatever you say, man. Which is pretty creepy because she yelled at me.
Oh, yeah.
So, does it say in anime Undead they can't talk?
I was also thinking the same thing, if we should check that. It cannot speak!
Cannot speak. Well, how could she speak if she was unable to spoken?
Mr. Huggies, you said that Bellwether yelled at you. What were her exact words?
I think she yelled at me to be quiet with a capital quiet. What? I thought it was weird. I didn't even say anything. But I know better than to talk back to her. I still think they should have gone with the thing where it's like, oh, they're going to replace them all with robots. And then all the staff learn that they originally are undead animated to carry out tasks. It would just be a cool Twilight Zone thing.
That would be an insane twist. That's the thing, Hughes.
That's the thing, Hughes. You're dead.
The prosecution's theory is as such. The professor was murdered in the library and was reanimated using animate corpse. With a quick illusion spell, no one would notice that she was undead. However, if what you saw was truly the undead Bellwether, how did she speak to you?
Huh? Yes, well, that's supposed to be the Edgeworth Gurn, but we need some bigger gurning. This doesn't make any sense!
Mr. Hughes, undead can follow simple orders, but they don't have the intelligence to speak.
Perhaps the witness was mistaken. No, I'm sure I heard her yell at me. I remembered because what she said didn't make any sense.
It was fucking weird.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
He didn't say anything, but she still yelled at him to be quiet. Now
no, you're saying it wrong, Tyrion.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I don't understand. Judge, that one was that's pretty straightforward.
No, he's saying...
I literally just laid it out for you.
Yeah, but I guess he's saying, I don't understand how she could talk.
Oh, yeah, okay. We've already established that the victim was dead long before her encounter with Mr. Hughes. But if what he saw wasn't an undead, what was it?
It had to be an undead. What other explanation is there?
Couldn't have been a major illusion. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to shove Jan out of the way or knock over the vase.
This is going to be the fake out. It's going to say, what actually was her? It's still an undead.
Whatever it was, someone probably used illusory disguise to make it look like Bellwether. No, it has to be the construct, because it said the
Oh, yeah,
phrase.
You're right, because it was the physical thing inside it. You're right, yeah.
Yes. Does that mean it was a person? No. If it was a person, how did Bellwether's body end up in the lecture hall? Bellwether wouldn't have been able to turn herself invisible if she was dead. Whatever Jan saw, it needs to be something that could have transported Bellwether's body unseen.
I love it. I love it. It's this big twist that we've already figured out 3 hours ago.
It would have also needed to have a mass and the ability to speak.
What created Bellwether's voice?
Or at the very least, it needs to be something that can recreate Bellwether's voice.
Just in case you really didn't know. No,
you're right. I think it's the sword. It's a talking sword, right?
Oh, if there was a talking sword, that would be cool.
It's just hit him.
I even got all that. I even got all that explanation about robot logic. What would that be for?
That's it. I like that they're both doing this. Do you have an answer for us, Mr. Cuthbert? What did the witness actually see?
I don't know.
The witness didn't actually hear the dead victim speaking. What he actually heard was her voice being recreated using magic.
Are you trying to say that her voice was recreated using a spell?
Not a spell, Steelwind. It was artificery.
It's kind of a spell.
And whoever the murderer is, they had the perfect piece of artificery available to them. One programmed with Catherine Bellwether's voice.
You can't possibly mean.
That's right, Steelwind. What Mr. Hughes saw was an arcane construct. An arcane construct? Think of it as a magically animated suit of armor, Your Honor. But we ruled out such a possibility, hadn't we?
I just realized the poetry. She was going to have everyone in the school replaced with a robot, but in the end, she was replaced with a robot.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. That's
now it's the Twilight Zone.
Construct or not, no one could disguise themselves and carry the body to the classroom.
Nah, that's not a Twilight Zone. That's more like a Stephen King thing. No, that's a Wishmaster. That's a Little Shop of Horrors. That's a Wishmaster.
Little Shop of Horrors? You mean Crypt Master?
No, not Crypt Master. That's the one where you have to say the words.
Oh,
Crypt
you're
Master
right.
Ooh,
Tales from the Crypt.
I had a bit of riz.
Little Shop of Horrors is the movie about the plant that eats people.
Yeah, but that's still like I don't know. I always took...
Not really any mystery to that movie.
Yeah, but that's just... I always took it that the plant story is just one of the stories from the Little Shop of Horrors. It's like an...
No, that's...
like how
the entire
Halloween
movie's
was
about the plant.
Okay, but isn't Little Shop of Horrors a bigger thing than that movie? Or is
as far as I know, it's just that movie.
Okay. What am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Creep Show? No.
Creep Show, Tales from the Crypt.
Yes! It's Tales from the Crypt. Sorry.
I said that already.
Yes, you said Crypt Master, but I thought...
and then I corrected it to Tales from the Crypt.
video game Crypt Master. I'm sorry. Yes, so, okay. If it turned out that all the staff were already animated undead, it's a Twilight Zone. She said she's going to replace everyone with robots, and she's the one replaced by a robot. That's a Tales from the Crypt. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wouldn't have been able to do it.
Every detail is important. I have to make sure we cross-examine thoroughly.
But arcade constructs are a different thing entirely. I still think the body was just already in that room, and then the construct was shot down there to make people think it wasn't in there.
It's possible.
Those suits of armor are extremely large, but more importantly, they're hollow. Oh, I see. That means that theoretically someone could have placed the victim's body inside it. But then, wouldn't she still leave a blood trail?
No, she was killed with necrotic blight.
But she wasn't. We know she was stabbed.
Well, she could be stabbed somewhere else and have all the blood drain out.
That would be insane.
Okay.
Oh my god! If they killed her with necrotic blight, holy shit!
So in these games, if someone is killed in another location, all the blood happens there, and there is no blood anywhere else. That's just how these games work. Okay?
Alright.
Does that clear it up?
I guess. The arcane construct wouldn't just transport the body. With an illusory disguise, it would also confuse and mislead anyone who saw it.
Or all the blood was kept inside the suit, and when they opened the suit in the lecture hall, all the blood came out.
I suppose that's possible, but maybe that's also going to be one of the clues we're going to have to find is one of the suits of armor is going to have blood in it.
What if, because, like, the headmaster did it, is what we're pointing to here. He put her in the suit and then stabbed her.
He did it. He's the one who did it.
He's the one. I commend your deduction, Mr. Cuthbert. I would have never considered that possibility. It's certainly plausible, but what does this prove exactly?
It proves that the body wasn't animated using necromancy. My client isn't the murderer.
You're right. The defendant is still capable of performing all of the acts that you described. His compendium contains illusory disguise after all. Illusory disguise after all.
Go. There were several students in the library that day. Any of them could have committed the murder.
One might come to that conclusion if they didn't have one crucial piece of evidence. What is she holding? Is it a cane or an umbrella?
I think it's a cane. It might be an umbrella. Well, we can't see it
I'd
now.
like to present a new piece of evidence to the court. And yes, it is
gonna
crucial.
present the murder weapon?
It is crucial, but I've withheld it this entire time. Oh yeah, there you go, the rapier.
From under her table, you see Miss Doolan pull out the bloody rapier.
That's fine.
Blood? Is that... Yes. Oh, nope, that's you.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the murder weapon. Oh, that sword's awesome. She was saving that for the perfect moment, wasn't she? This rapier was reported stolen by Miriam Frager weeks before the murder. And during the investigation, it was finally found in the defendant's locker.
Wait!
He was clearly trying to use one of her possessions in a paltry attempt to frame her. Why, he even stole her locker's nameplate and placed it over his. Ah, this is a very clever way of avoiding this, like, obvious. Like, because we've had that clue in our back pocket, like, we'll just show them that they switched the lockers. But now she's like, nah, he did that on purpose.
Damn it, that's not what happened! But honestly, it sounds more plausible than what really took place.
What, random bullies?
Yeah!
We're the random bullies. We're basically back to square one, aren't we? Anyone could have told that construct to do all those things.
Wait, anyone? Is that really true? Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
that's
say, can't
not
constructs
true.
only take orders from certain people?
Yep.
The construct transported the professor's body and someone used an illusion to make it look like her. They even used a pre-recorded voice to make the illusion more convincing.
Who ordered the construct to hide the body? Gotta use the profile for this one.
Yeah, but I'm trying to
These
find
voice
more...
lines can only be changed or adjusted by the headmaster.
Oh, okay, yes.
So even though anyone can order them to do anything, because this is the only instance where someone has some kind of... There's some kind of restriction imposed on who can do it. So I think it's this.
Several memories flood back to you. Mr. Hughes, you said that Bellwether yelled at you. You. What were her exact words?
I think she yelled at me to be quiet, but with lowercase letters this time.
She yelled at me to be quiet. What?
With a capital B, but not a capital Q. Why is it a different spelling every single time?
It's very weird. Well, it's not spelling, but different capitalization, yeah. But until then, we had always been nothing but courteous with each other. There. I don't know what got into her that day, but something put her in a foul mood.
Be quiet!
Sorry.
Be quiet!
Eris begins giggling. She seems amused by what's happening. The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it uses the voice of Professor Bellwether.
You're evil.
Unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. Only the headmaster can change those settings.
If I ran a magic school and this girl showed up, I'd give her an entire wing. I'd just isolate it, and only she is there. And then
Where she can perform her dark experiments in peace.
No, I would not allow her to perform dark experiments. We'd just keep her under watch. We'd slide food and water through the opening. That's it.
If anyone made this face, I would immediately be like, you seem trustworthy.
Yeah.
No. It can't be him!
What is it, Tyrion? Did you figure something out?
I did. But is he seriously the one behind all of this?
Yeah.
Miss Steelwood, earlier you said that my client could have orchestrated this entire ruse.
You know how I knew who it was? Because it's a mystery in a school. So I knew exactly who the murderer was immediately.
But that's simply not true.
How so? Anyone could have ordered the construct to carry out the victim's body.
Yes, but not everyone can change what the constructs are able to say. Only one individual has the credentials for that. Theodore Redmond, headmaster of the Imperial Academy.
Wait, you're not serious, are you? You think the headmaster did all this in a case set in a school?
I don't want to believe it. But he's the only person who could have done it.
He's really not.
What about the girl who made them?
What about what, sorry?
What about the girl who's making them? Couldn't she rewrite their dialogue?
No, only the headmaster can do that. But even then, like, just the fact that only he can rewrite their dialogue doesn't mean that he did it, because anyone can tell them to kill someone.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah, do we know if they said be quiet before then?
That we don't know. That's completely ridiculous. Headmaster Redmond would never do something like this in a mystery set in a school.
Miss Steelman, there's one common element between each of the witness encounters with Bellwether. It's what Bellwether said to them.
She yelled at both of them to be quiet.
Miriam Fraga was particularly surprised. She had a good relationship with the professor, but when greeted by the professor, Bellwether just shouted at her, almost as if the professor was responding indiscriminately. Recall her encounter with Jan Hughes. The professor knocked over a vase and shouted at him to be quiet immediately after, even though he hadn't said anything.
She was responding to the sound of the vase breaking.
Now let me ask you this, Steelwind.
I usually say vase, but this character says vase.
Okay. Where did Bellwether come from before she encountered Mrs. Fraga and Mr. Hughes?
Her meeting.
With the headmaster. Rap.
They say the headmaster did this in a school mystery? That can't be real.
It appears that the defense truly means to indict Theodore Redmond. If so, we have no choice but to take a brief recess until he can be brought here.
Also, is Redmond noble? Because if he's not, why would they give a shit?
He's probably like a lower noble. Like, there's
Also,
the nobles and then there's the four pillars. So he's probably a noble, but not a four pillar.
And they were going to replace him anyway. Remember,
There's
they were
no need.
They were going to replace him and install Catherine Bellwether.
Dave, you got on the stand fast. Fortunately for you, I'm
You know why?
already in the gallery.
Yeah, this is him saying, I'm going to accept my fate. That's why he's already there and he's already going to go up on the witness stand.
The headmaster stood up from the gallery seats behind you and slowly walked onto the witness stand. Has he been here the entire time?
Yes.
Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Cuthbert, but do you think I am the one who committed this crime?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Redmond, but no matter how I look at it, everything I found points to you. No, there's no need to apologize. In fact, I should commend you on the lengths that you're going to defend dear Wallace.
The court appreciates your understanding, Mr. Redmond. Ooh,
Now
Andy.
then, to clear the air, I suppose I should give my testimony on what happened that day. Witness testimony. That day I had a meeting scheduled with the professor at noon. She showed up at the expected time and we discussed various administrative matters. Our meeting went on for an hour, after which she left to prepare for her next class. Despite our many disagreements, we still knew how to be civil with one another. After all, I had no reason to bear a personal grudge against her. Alright, that's where we present something.
I just can't see it. He seems like such a nice person. Oh, Celeste, it's always the nice people who are the secret murderers. Is he really the person we're looking for?
He has to be. No one else could have orchestrated this entire plot. You just need to find out how and why. Okay, I think I know what we're doing. After all, I have no reason to bear a personal grudge against her.
Oh, yeah?
And wasn't there something about this? Like... no...
Oh, yeah?
Well, I thought I remembered something.
No, I'm just yelling at the game, like, I've got no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them. I think it's the book.
Which book?
The one with my mouse cursor on it.
I don't see that.
Underneath Bellwether's testimony. Reputation.
The 4 pillar
No,
families?
it's one of them that just flat out says that. Oh, no, it's Bellwether's testimony at the bottom.
Ah, yes. Alright.
That one.
Objection!
What about her
what about
plan?
this, you fucking idiot?
About her
Redmond,
plan?
did you really hold no animosity toward Professor Bellwether? Of course not. I did have strong opinions about her methods of teaching, but I always remained professional. We both did. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. In fact, I think you might have had a very good reason to murder the professor. Considering that she was going to take your job.
What?
So, you knew about that?
I'm sorry, but I don't follow. Just how was the professor going to take the headmaster's job?
According to Miriam Frege, Catherine Bellwether was currying favor with the noble families. In fact, there was a plan to oust Mr. Redmond and appoint Bellwether as the new headmaster of the academy.
What? But in any case, I doubt that the headmaster had any idea of this until now.
He literally just said, oh, fuck, you knew about that? I'd like to remind the court of the witness's reaction just now. Thank you. Oh, God. He said, so you knew about that? His reaction was one of surprise. But he wasn't surprised by his information. By this information.
Pretty suspect.
He was surprised that I knew this information.
That's...
Please, dear Arya. Oh, fuck, he's opening the eyes. I may be a frail old man, but I'm perfectly capable of defending myself. I need... Yeah, whenever it comes to someone doing that, I need a good, like...
Sarah?
If you have an explanation, Mr. Redmond, then by all means, I'd love to hear it. Gladly. Dude, witness testimony. It is true that I knew about the Frege's plot beforehand, but I'd only just learned about it. On the day of the murder, the professor told me about her plan. She was going to replace me as headmaster and replace the staff with her arcane constructs. Now, you might say this would have given me the perfect motive to murder the professor. However, the supposed murder weapon was stolen from Miss Frege. This happened weeks before the murder and my discovery of the professor's treachery. I had no knowledge of their plan before she told me, and therefore I wouldn't have known to steal Miss Frege's weapon in an attempt to frame her.
Are you satisfied now, Mr. Cuthbert? There is no way that the headmaster could have come up with this plan. He's too old and feeble. If he really did do this, that means he stole the rapier too, right? What if the headmaster was the one who was bullying Wallace? You know, because he's evil.
Yeah. Most likely.
His alibi makes sense. He couldn't have planned this whole thing unless he knew about Bellwether's plans. That would mean he knew about this weeks ago. But how did he even find out?
The best way to tell a convincing lie is to leave a lot of truths and only change one detail.
I can attest to that.
Maybe Bellwether did tell him, but she actually told him weeks ago. The question is, how do you prove that? No. The real trick to a good lie is you actually do 2 lies. And you make one very obvious. So that when people catch the obvious lie, they think they caught you out, and then you admit to that lie. And then they're like, yeah, I caught you. And then they just completely glaze over the other one.
You can do that. Or you can have Lee Mack ramble on an explanation for you.
For 30 minutes.
Yeah, just completely off the cuff.
Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. We need to watch some Would I Lie to You again. It's been a long time. There's been more seasons, I'm pretty sure.
I remember when we saw an episode that had, what's her name? Sharon Osbourne, and she told the story about how she fired someone who worked at the house because they woke her up to save her from a fire. And how that was true. I didn't remember
that at all.
I know. I saw that episode, and like this was when Tumblr was live. The next day I went on Tumblr, and there was this giant call-out post about her, about what a piece of shit she was. Just from telling that story.
To be fair, that is fucked up.
It is fucked up.
That is fucked up. All right, what are we looking for here? So, do we have any information that he would have known about this ahead of time? I'm thinking. I kind of feel like it's.
Hold on, let me see. The statements. Oh, sorry. Let me see the statements again.
It's true that I knew about the Fergus plot beforehand.
So we need to know. We need to prove that he knew this like way beforehand.
Yes.
But we got to figure out a way to do that.
Everything he's saying is about that. The day the murder, the professor told me about her plan. She was going to replace me as headmaster and replace the staff with her arcane constructs. Now you might say that this would have given me the perfect motive to murder the professor. However, the supposed murder weapon was stolen from Miss Frege. This happened weeks before the murder.
No. It was stolen. Hold on. Stolen from Miss Frege. Next statement.
I had no knowledge of their plan before she told me, and therefore I wouldn't have known to steal Miss Frege's weapon in an attempt to frame her. I think we might need to press.
I think this is when the lockers being switched around should come into play.
So you only learned about it recently? Doesn't that seem a bit too convenient for you? It may appear that way, yes. But...
Sure is convenient, isn't it?
Yeah, but where would we present the locker information? I don't see how that connects to anything.
It's just a feeling.
I think we need to find something from a press.
Yeah, you can press stuff too.
On the day of the murder, the professor told me about her plan. She was going to replace me as the headmaster and replace the staff with their arcane constructs. Oh, wait! Wait a second, I think I might know what it is. Didn't John mention something about knowing about this for a while?
He did, you're right.
That must have infuriated you. Your colleague betrayed you and attempted to steal your job. I'm only human. Of course I was taken aback.
I'm only human.
I've been headmaster of the Imperial Academy for decades.
Sad and angry.
To think that the professor and the board would go behind my back like that.
Yeah, to think. There's got to be something somewhere that said that, like, more people knew about it. Nah, not that one.
It's the foul odor.
Yeah, she stinks. that's just his testimony of
yeah.
the thing.
When is this coming up? Bribery of school officials.
No, but that's not related to the plan to replace everyone.
Yeah. Reportedly stolen weeks before the
Weeks before the murder.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, here we go.
Yeah, so you were right. They just hit it somewhere.
Yes.
Now you gotta press it to the right statement.
I think it's this one, because I only just learned about it.
Okay.
Or do you think we press it to, I know knowledge of the plan before she told me?
And the last one. That's better.
Oh,
Maybe,
is that so?
Or it's one of those things where they might code it so it works on both of them.
Yeah, you might be right. Is that so?
Objection!
Uh-oh. Your Honor, it's clear that the witness's testimony is contradictory.
It actually is.
And this piece of evidence proves it. I fail to see how that proves anything, Mr. Cuthbert. Oh, I guess you're right.
Ah, alright, do it to the first one then. Or the second one, or...
Objection!
Yeah, it's the second one. The second statement.
Alright.
Objection!
Okay, I don't know why this one. Redmond, you keep saying that you didn't know about Bellwether's plot before yesterday. Do you still plan on standing behind that claim? Of course I am, because it's the truth. I'm sorry, Redmond, but you should really close your doors during your meetings. Did someone see? What?
Oh, we saw.
It is true that Bellwether revealed her plan to you during one of your meetings. In fact, Jan Hughes happened to overhear that same meeting, but he only overheard the part where the staff would be replaced.
Genji Hughes. Oh, face.
And that's the strangest part, Redmond. According to Mr. Hughes, this meeting occurred weeks ago!
You can't accuse the headmaster of perjury based on a rumor. It's not a rumor if Jan, heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what she's saying. Jan, didn't testify specifically to that, so right now it's hearsay.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Everything you've just said is based on secondhand information.
Mr. Hughes distinctly overheard that the staff would be replaced with arcane constructs.
Yeah, but you have to get him up on the stand to say that, Tyrion.
That is too specific and too accurate to assume that he misheard a different conversation.
Professor probably only revealed her plan for the arcane constructs. That still doesn't prove that he knew about her treachery beforehand.
Professor Bellwether had no authority over the cleaning staff's employment. It wouldn't make sense for her to just reveal the plan for the constructs. That would only make sense if he knew that Bellwether would be taking his job. So tell me one thing, Redmond. Why did you find the need to lie about this?
So tell me, Redmond.
Is it because you saw a need to protect yourself from my accusations? Redmond, I asked you a question. Did you murder Catherine Bellwether?
Dumbledore, I asked you a question.
Fuck.
Oh! The evil side of Dumbledore.
What a fine mess this is. I'm not done, not yet. No, he's going into
Headmaster.
Grindelwald mode.
Headmaster, you're looking a little shadow mode.
So, you truly plan on pushing this, are you?
Yeah.
Well, your thesis sounded promising, Mr. Cuthbert, but I believe your arguments could use a little work. Oh, fuck, we gotta destroy this fucker with facts and logic. You think I killed Catherine Bellwether? Me?
Yeah.
I'm an elderly man in his late 80s.
I was alone and had nothing to overpower Bellwether with.
I could barely walk, much less wield a rapier. Oh, the sword. I can overpower her with the sword.
Yeah, you can cut her. Cut her and she goes, ew!
No, that's not right. He's technically correct.
Oh,
Maybe he
okay.
can-
Use the construct then.
Yeah, okay. That's not right?
Not
Oh,
that
fuck!
one. Not that one. That's specifically the one in the locker room.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But you and Bellwether weren't the only people in that room, were you?
They were the only people in the room. That's true.
You needed the arcane construct to carry Bellwether's body. That means that the construct would have already been in your office. With your privileges, you could have easily programmed the construct to stab Bellwether for you. Even so, think about what would have transpired afterward. Recall Miss Steelwood's timeline of Bellwether's witnesses. With your theory, the construct would have spent more than an hour in the library. Having it there would have risked my so-called ruse from being discovered. Luckily, Lady Frege can tell night from day.
I wouldn't have the construct linger around the library.
Oh, fuck.
It's intuition.
I'm sorry, sneeze. I sneezed once and now like I'm on the brink of sneezing again. Okay, well, alright, what, we're thinking intuition?
It's intuition because his I thought is thinking the thing that contradicts himself.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that gives it away.
I'm just worried that there's a piece of evidence that I'm not thinking of, but... The timing deduced from Miss Frege's testimony is predicated on one thing. She saw Miss Bellwether exit your office after your meeting. However, if we assume that you're lying about when this meeting ended, your entire argument falls apart. Miss Frege would have encountered Bellwether after her death at 2:01 p.m. Miss Frege wouldn't have made a mistake like that. Miss Frege thought it was morning when she saw Bellwether. She can't reliably tell the time.
She can't read a clock.
Then what about where the rapier was placed? If I really was the murderer, then that would mean I planted the weapon in young Wallace's locker. Several of the students had lockers that I had access to. Wallace is one of my prized students. If I had to frame anyone, he would be the last person I chose. I wouldn't have placed incriminating evidence in that locker. Now this one I'm not sure. Oh, because the lock, now we talk about how the lockers are switched.
Yeah.
Where was that?
But why was it smelly?
Here we go. Someone must have switched the ID numbers. You're right, Mr. Redmond. You wouldn't try to frame Wallace, but you would try to frame Miriam Frege. It would have been the perfect act of revenge, wouldn't it? You murder your treacherous co-worker and frame the daughter of the family that helped her. But something went wrong, didn't it, Redmond? The labels of Wallace's locker and Miriam's locker were switched. Anyone who saw that would have easily mixed them up. I'm the headmaster of the Imperial Academy. I have records of all the students' lockers and where they're located. If I truly planned this, I would have known where Wallace's locker was. There's no reason I would make a mistake like that. A simple change in labels wouldn't have led me to make careless mistakes like this. Hey, Simon. Is it because you ordered an arcane construct to do it? Do press present
Yes.
this.
Yes.
But it wasn't you, was it? Your arcane construct was the one who planted that rapier in the locker. I bet you commanded it to place this rapier in the locker of Miriam Frege. But it saw the ID number on Ross's locker and assumed it was Miriam's. This is... I... Redmond begins desperately stammering, looking for something to say. Miss Steelwind, say something!
What? Mr. Cuthbert, your theory may be plausible, but there's no evidence to support it.
Ha! That's right, you don't have any proof, do you? Saying that I could have committed the murder is the same as proving I did it. There's no evidence of my orders.
No evidence of my orders.
Yeah, is there?
The big stink!
Is that?
No.
I was like, yeah, I was like, wait, what? I don't see that connects at all. What's the evidence of the orders? There's no evidence of my orders. You got any ideas, honey?
I'm just thinking.
There's no evidence of my orders. Is there anything in this? No, there's nothing there. Okay. Was the lockdown system? Hey, Jen, hope you're all having a good night tonight. This puzzle's been good. I'm surprised that difficult. I don't remember ever really being that stumped in a Phoenix Wright game.
What does it say for constructs, just like in general?
Oh my god, every command given to a construct is stored in its command log. However, this command log must be cleared regularly. But I'm assuming it hasn't been since the lockdown happened.
It hasn't been.
No, that's not right! Wasn't there some sort of evidence that would track the orders given to him? Isn't that what I clicked?
What about the just pick the inactive one in the locker room and then we'll say, we'll just check the... Yeah, we'll check the log of this one.
Oh my god, clever! Your arcane construct is still in the locker room where I planted the rapier. All we have to do is take a look inside it and we'll see the blood inside. Is that so, Mr. Cuthbert? What? Why does he still look so confident?
No! Mr. Cuthbert! I already checked the inside of that construct during my investigation. The interior was completely clean.
What?
What's he leaning on?
You know, he's just holding out his hand like, ha ha ha! The construct's primary function is to assist and clean, dear Tyrion. They have a function that allows them to clean themselves inside and out. Well, we can still look at its command history, right?
Think about it, Mr. Cuthbert. Oh, but he wouldn't have been able to access it because there was a security lockdown, I reckon. You honestly think that the murderer would leave behind evidence like that? Yeah? Yes? That happens?
Yeah. Absolutely.
that whoever orchestrated this plot, they ordered the construct to wipe its logs when it was finished. Oh, and then the robot logic's going to be like, actually, we learned about robot logic, and then here's why this wouldn't happen.
That's right, Mr. Cuthbert. Your case against me is theoretical at best. But I suppose I could still give you marks for trying.
That's how every evil teacher and headmaster works, by the way. They say, I give you marks for trying.
He thought of everything. Is he seriously able to get rid of all the evidence? You're running out of options, but you still have one tool left.
Yes, let's cheat.
Huh. It's unbecoming to glare like that, young Tyrion.
Doing it again, that weird thing that he does.
Bring yourself back to the moment with Garrick Pierce.
This is why I think it is actually like one of your eyes, and you are like physically just staring at them, like the Pegasus, like the Millennium Eye.
Yeah, he definitely he's got some sort of ability. Think about what's at stake for Wallace, just like you did with Celeste. His life and his future are in your hands.
Naught can remain concealed.
Empowered Eye. You activate the Empowered Eye again. Redmond did a good job of covering his tracks, but there has to be something that he forgot to get rid of. I'm projecting.
Yeah, put the construct.
Why was the construct in the locker room, though? It shouldn't have been there if it had followed my orders. No matter, it wiped its logs. They have nothing on me. So he did order it to wipe its logs. In order to cover all of its tracks, it probably would have done this last.
Well,
we know what happened.
We have a thing that's specifically about orders being ordered.
The construct's orders were clear. Plant the body in Lecture Hall 2B, then plant the evidence in Frega's locker. It was supposed to head to the storage room afterward.
But it couldn't because there was the security lockdown.
Yes. Interesting. The construct wasn't supposed to be in the locker room. Wait, he ordered the construct to go to the storage room? He would have done that after it was finished planting evidence in the locker room. But we found it in the locker room.
What stopped the construct from leaving the locker room?
Right, the body was probably reported earlier than Redmond expected. This means he probably started the lockdown before the construct was finished in the locker room.
How did the lockdown affect the construct's actions?
Redmond's series of commands was interrupted by the lockdown. Right, the series of commands would have been interrupted. Wait a minute! That card!
Wait a fucking minute.
Constructs execute a series of commands in the order they are given. But let's just say one of those tasks is impossible to complete. When the construct gets that task, it will deem the entire series impossible to complete. As a result, it will stop executing the series altogether.
So if a task in the series of commands is impossible, then that command will interrupt the entire series while we have this conversation that we all sit down and watch for 5 minutes that isn't related to anything, but then it's going to leap around and be related to something. You know what, little girl of noble blood, even though we will eventually cut your head off in a guillotine, you were helpful this time, so thank you. Now lead her away, guards.
The construct's final command was to wipe its memory. But if its orders were interrupted by the lockdown, then... Miss Steelwind, I have nothing more to ask this witness.
What? You're not giving up, are you?
Do you even have to ask?
Yeah, I thought so. You are giving up. But how are you going to prove he did it if he's not testifying?
Don't worry, the next witness's testimony will be all I need.
The what? Next witness? Oh? That look on your face isn't one of defeat. Just what are you planning?
Ha! It's nothing but desperate bravado. Now, if you'll excuse me...
You let your quarry get away, Mr. Cuthbert. I hope you know what you're doing.
I do, Miss Steelwind. First, I'd like for the Inquisition to bring in the arcane construct in the Academy's locker room.
We've already established that the murderer could have wiped his history.
Please, just humor me for a second, Miss Steelwind.
Very well. Bailiff, please relay Mr. Cuthbert's request to Commander White. If he doesn't fuck that up as well.
Dude, it's taking the stand.
Oh, he's gonna testify. We will ask Super Shredder Kevin Nash to his version of the events. Well, here's your construct. I hope you know what you're doing, Mr. Cuthbert.
I can hear you mash it on your mouse. You play PoE?
No.
No.
Just clicking.
Construct.
What are your orders?
Please recite your command history.
Reporting. Command 1, stand by in. Headmaster's office. Command 2, away vocal signal. Attack. From Theodore Redmond.
You hear Redmond stand up from the gallery. Seeing this, the prosecutor watches him and carefully clutches the handle of her cane.
Command 3, treat Catherine Bellwether as a hostile entity and neutralize.
Construct, wipe your...
Hodl! Hodl!
Before he could finish his sentence, the prosecutor points her cane at the headmaster. There's a good view of her cane.
Got 5 eyes.
It's pretty sick. Magical energy shoots from him and collides directly with him.
Is she allowed to do that?
The magic wreaths around his body and stops him from
I guess she is a
from
noble.
moving.
She's a noble. She can kill people whenever she wants.
He's clearly trying to struggle against it, but it looks like he can't even move his mouth.
It's like it's holding a person or something.
Miss Steelwind?
Excuse the interruption. Please continue. Command 4, await vocal signal. Leave. From Theodore Redmond. Command 5. If you know that this is how the constructs work, I wouldn't load it with this many commands. Move to classroom 2B. Reply to any inquiries with voice line number 3. Command 6. Remove Catherine Bellwether from interior frame and place on floor.
Thank you, Construct. You can stop now. I think we all know the rest. But just to be clear, who gave you this series of commands?
Commands are provided by Headmaster Theodore Redmond.
Oh my god,
Look at him standing there.
How? How? How did the Construct wipe its command history?
Looks like you don't know computers, old man.
Mr. Redmond, constructs don't follow the same logic that humans do. They're prone to error when their commands are impossible to execute. Impossible? In what way were my commands impossible? You were the one that made it impossible. You activated the lockdown system. The lockdown? The body was found earlier than you'd like. You had no choice but to immediately activate the lockdown system when it was reported. However, the construct was still in the locker room when you did this. So that's why it was there. The construct finished its tasks in the locker room, but then it tried to follow your next command. It tried to move to the storage room, but it was prevented from doing so. Completion of that command was impossible. So the series of commands was stopped before it wiped its history. You little... Theodore Redmond, you ordered your construct to murder Catherine Bellwether. Then you had it place the murder weapon in a locker to frame Miriam Frege. We have your construct's testimony to prove it. And that's checkmate.
And that's checkmate. I can't believe it. How could you do something like this, Headmaster?
She was going to take everything from me. My position, my academy, my students.
Yeah, I don't know. This was pretty reasonable. This is a pretty reasonable murder.
Everything would be gone. It was going to be stolen by her and the Fregas.
Why didn't you say anything to me? I could have...
Don't you dare stand there and act ignorant, Lady Steelwind. Do you think the Fregas acted alone? Your father was a part of this plot too.
What?
I have nothing to say to you. I thought you were different. I listened to your lies about societal reform. In the end, you were just like the rest of the aristocracy.
Mr. Steelwind, we're not so different, you and I.
By the scaled lord, what have I done? I was even willing to sacrifice poor Wallace.
Okay, that's the part where it's like, yeah, okay, you're not a good person. But the rest of it...
I can't believe Why did I listen? Why did I do this? Listen to... Huh? It appears we have a full confession.
Ah, it was, why did I listen? It's going to be, why did I listen to her? Like
yeah, yeah, exactly what I was thinking. The court sees no reason to prolong this any further. The thing is, other time we've had this flash, it didn't seem like they said anything different. This time is the only time I've ever actually noticed them saying something different from the flash.
There was the one where Tamora was like, hey, wait, King Crimson. Oh, I guess everything's okay.
Oh, yeah. The court sees no reason to prolong this any further. Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell.
Mr. Cuthbert, you really did it. It feels amazing, right? Like a big weight being lifted from your shoulders. Don't you feel good not being under suspicion for murder? It does, but... I can't believe the headmaster was the one who did this.
Right, despite everything Redmond did, he was the one that allowed Wallace to pursue his dreams. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is bittersweet for you.
More like bitter shit. What am I going to do now? Headmaster Redmond was the only reason I could even attend the academy. With him gone. Come on, don't think like that. You got acquitted. I'm sure it'll all work out.
You want to agree, but necromancy is basically taboo. Without Redmond's support, there aren't many places he could learn it legitimately.
The legitimate necromancy school.
The Imperial Academy.
Hey, don't you get all sad on me too?
Sorry, I was just thinking. With Redmond gone, the Fregas will probably just appoint another sycophant as the headmaster. Valentina, Valerie, and Jen, they're all gonna lose their jobs.
Come on, you found the truth and you put a murderer behind bars. You saved Wallace. She's right.
As you start to exit the courtroom, you're greeted by Miss Tamora.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Was she in the gallery this entire time?
Hi, Mommy. At the end of the day, you saved Wallace from a wrongful conviction. Wow, my eyes are very black. You should be proud of yourself for that.
I suppose you're right. Maybe I am just overthinking things. But the doubt still lingers in your mind.
Now, come on, I'm taking Wallace to that restaurant we went to last time. It's the Case Victory restaurant. You're only allowed to go there if you win a court case.
Do you remember how much that place cost?
Don't worry, I have plenty of gold.
Am I the only one on this team not making any gold?
And then they all laugh at him. Why don't you meet us there, Celeste? I need to talk with Tyrion for a moment. Alright. Let's go, Wallace. Okay. You activated the Empowered Eye again, didn't you?
She doesn't appear to be praising you. I did. I didn't really have a choice.
The Eye of Horus is a powerful tool, Tyrion. That's twice now that you've used the Empowered Eye to get out of a tough spot.
Do you think we're gonna lose the Empowered Eye for, like, the last trial?
Oh, and then God forbid we actually have to use evidence.
Yeah.
Can't keep relying on it if you want to grow as an attorney. One day, you'll find a witness that the Empowered Eye won't work on. I doubt that will happen, though.
Yeah, right. It's worked for me this far, though.
I'm telling you, later on in this game, there's going to be a character, and you're going to try and use the eye, and it's not going to work, and you're going to be like, what?
But I suppose you're right. I'll try to rely on it less next time. And that marked the end of another case in my career as a defense attorney.
And also, yes, you didn't have to use the eye. You can just get that construct and just check its log anyway.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't need the eye on that one. Another life saved and another murderer brought to justice. I still couldn't shake this feeling of uneasiness. Was it guilt for what happened to the faculty staff? Or was it something else?
Yay!
Yay! Man, Steele has been talking with the perp for hours. What's there even ask at this point?
Turns out she doesn't trust his testimony. Something about his memories not matching up with the crime scene.
You don't think he has Mage Blade, does he?
Nah, it's not that. He found that damn symbol etched into his desk. The cool S. I mean, the purple mark.
The purple man.
No!
Oh, for the love of... Not this again!
This again. Look, we've already established this, Aurum. The purple man can't drive! Look, if the little lady wants to chase the boogeyman, just let her. At least this time she's doing personally instead of dragging us into it.
Cast sleep.
Hey! What's up with? Good job, Aurum. Who did this to your desk?
What has gotten into you? I've already admitted to everything. What more could you possibly want from me?
Where did this cool-ass graffiti come from? What is this symbol? What is the purple man?
I don't know. A student must have done it at some point.
Think very hard, headmaster. When did you receive this purple symbol? Focus on the moment you received this.
Wait. Wait a minute. I remember it now. But how?
Huh?
Lady Steelwind! Lady Steelwind! Arya, what happened? Are you okay? That was close. My elation over meeting him almost made me forget. Eris, what are you doing here? Why? Wait, I remember now. It was you. You put those ideas into my mind. You're the one who told me to murder Bellwether. Oh, you humans never fail to amuse me. I didn't make you do anything. Everything you did that day, all the planning, all the preparation, that came from your own mind. And I have to say, I was quite entertained with the scheme you came up with. Why, you even broke into Miriam's room. I didn't know you had it in you, old man. You made me forget about our conversation, but how? Illusions can't affect the mind. Magic can't affect the mind. It's a shame, though. I would have much rather turned Wallace into the antagonist of this chapter. Could you imagine if he turned? Oh, it would have been spectacular. Armies of the undead running rampant in the streets. But alas, even I couldn't corrupt his pure soul. Answer me, who are you? What are you? Who am I? I'm the Lord of the Sixth Circle.
Ah, a name that means nothing to us. Oh no! I'm the Constant.
All right, do we wanna call it there for tonight and start at the next case next time?
Yeah, that feels pretty nice.
It's a shorter stream, but I feel like that was a good one. It's a good perfect spot to wrap up.
It is. Also, all the others have been shorter streams because I have no endurance for talking. My throat is done already.
But that was a lot of fun, and we solved the case. I gotta say, I'm happy with the difficulty because I was worried because the one time I played Phoenix Wright, I was just like, this game is like they're so easy. Because I mean, they're designed for everyone, so they make it very easy. I was worried it's gonna be like so brain dead easy, but there's been some times where I was a bit stumped. So,
I thought the case actually was called The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Spoilers!
Oh, dude, is that Miriam Frege? No, that's not her.
No, that's another person.
That's definitely another Frege.
And also in the fifth one, we will meet the Attorney of the Arcane.
No, that's when we are the Attorney of the Arcane. That's
Maybe.
when we are Mr. Maze.
Oh. See, you could never put away Mr. Maze for his crimes because he'd
No,
just
you could
feel
never.
like they're in the maze. It's their choices that killed them.
So, the charges officer?
They
All right.
chose to enter the maze on their volition. Their death is on their hands.
That's gonna be it for today, everyone. I hope you all have a lovely night, and I will be back tomorrow with more Final Fantasy RPG. And we'll continue this again next Saturday. Have a lovely day, and see ya.
Bye.